Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Dann singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Luftballons auf ihrem Weg zum Horizont. Denkst du vielleicht grad an mich? Dann singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Luftballons. Und dass sowas von sowas kommt.
Années de guerre, aucune place pour les vainqueurs, plus de ministre de la guerre, et dans le ciel plus un chasseur. Aujourd'hui je fais mes rondes, il n'y a plus que des ruines dans le monde, sauf un ballon que j'ai trouvé. Pour toi je le laisse s'envoler.
Et en français, s'il vous plaît. Et le ballon s'envole, Nina!
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Nina, merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Dankeschön. C'est comme ça qu'on dit, hein?
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. Merci pour la chanson, merci pour la performance et surtout, merci pour le message de paix et pour le message d'amour. Moi, je fais partie de ceux qui y croient. On va gagner.
Te fatigue pas, elle n'a rien compris.
Je ne comprends.
Voilà.
Je parlais d'amour.
Oh, l'amour.
Et de paix.
C'est bien, l'amour, c'est wow.
Et la paix, c'est bien. Il veut traduire, Pascal. Merci, Léna.
Merci beaucoup.
Dankeschön.
Léna avait appris spécialement des paroles en français pour toi, Patrick.
I love your song, I love your song.
Voilà, et un compliment au passage sur Blues Trottoir. Quand je vous ai dit qu'il y avait des choses rares ici ce soir,
you. Clean your weapons, blow the dust off. Fear and praise will never save us. We can't hide our pride behind fear. We will not let them meet this fear. In the end, our strength unites us. Just the will to fight will save us. No, we will never ever fade. We stand up and we fight for the moment of the truth. Stand up and fight for their demise. We won't surrender. Day and night dividing the legions. Ignorance will show its weakness. Rest in peace and abandon illusion. Blinded by trust and a twilight zone. Day and night disguising the secrets. Ignorance will kill the feelers. Offerings of reckless courage. Freedom for us all. Knowing the names of our broken trees and the trampled flowers. The fallen bird awaits debris. No one will guide. Everlasting hope of the herd. In this manifest illusion, feeling free. All for dying more. Folks, the era of confusion. Freedom and the wings of fire. It's a manifest illusion. When the dark descends on you. It's folks, the era of conclusion.
Those who only complain about their helplessness will not change a thing. The boy will pick up the black sword. Hate and anger are a two-edged blade, and soon it will show its teeth.
All that ends is through the game. It's not the weapon or the skill. Reach out for their desire and awaken your will to kill. Go and free your mind. Immerse yourself in unstoppable killer instinct. Bring back the hope, illuminate the darkness. Stand up and fight for their demise. We won't surrender. Out and from the devil in disguise. You can't defend her. Day and night dividing the legions. Ignorance will show its weakness. Rest in peace and abandon illusion. Blinded by trust and a twilight zone. Day and night disguising the secrets. Ignorance will kill the feelers. Offerings of reckless courage. Freedom for us all. When the sun goes down and the night breathes in like a lion on the brow, ready for the kill. Like an ocean beside you, your soul underwater, never rest. Like a whisper inside you, goes louder and louder, never rest. Rise up again, sands of the flame. Don't let nobody tell you it's only a game. And if it is, don't let 'em win. When you fall down, you rise up and rise up again. Ooh, 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 ooh. When the world burns down and there's nothing left, and the fire keeps on burning, and it's all you have. Like a shadow you cling to, the ashes and remnants of all you had. Like a whisper inside you, goes louder and louder, never rest. Rise up again, sands of the flame. Don't let nobody tell you it's only a game. And if it is, don't let 'em win. When you fall down, you rise up and rise up again. Rise up again, sands of the flame. Don't let nobody tell you it's only a game. And if it is, don't let 'em win. When you fall down, you rise up and rise up again. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And oh, and oh, my love, what have I done? There's nowhere left for us to run.
left for us to run, and now we're standing in the sunlight. And oh, my love, what have I done? There's nowhere left for us to run, left for us to run. And now we're standing in the sunlight, and I can't bear the sight of you. Oh, my lover, what's on your mind? You're caught between two ways of life. I'll wait for you to find the light. One day we will reconcile, but death will have to wait this time. This life keeps me awake at night. Oh, my love, what have I done? There's nowhere left for us to run, and now we're standing in the sunlight, and I can't bear the sight of you. Oh, my lover, what's on your mind? Caught between two ways of life. I'll wait for you to find the light. One day we will reconcile, but then we'll have to wait this time. Oh, the pine of this life keeps me awake at night. Caught
of this life keeps me awake at night.
Save my name. You're fucking wearing me out. You're always dragging me down. You're the fake falling force of nature's sick mind. I don't need a gun to take that force mine. It's over. It's over. It's over. You're the fake falling force of nature's sick mind. I don't need a gun to take back what's mine. It's over. guess I shouldn't have let you in. Can't seem to get away.
Come see for yourself.
Kingdom of artistry. Rachin studied there as a painter for one single day. This may or may not have something to do with a rather pretty subject with rather little clothing.
Five Claw, I decided to join you. Aneshi deserves to hear that I still live in my own words.
Welcome to Aneshi's humble shrine to Kunzari. Here, we remember the tales of the hero of ancient Elsweyr.
I do not want to shock the old Castellan. You speak with him first. Prepare him, so that when he learns a member of the royal family still lives, he does not faint or run away or do anything rash.
I've got a lot to do here. Old Aneshi doesn't get many visitors, friend. Few find much comfort in the ancient tales of Kunzari during these trying times. Wait, Aneshi recognizes your friend. She is grown now, more serious, but this one knows Princess Kamira Baijod. Aneshi's beloved wife, Zyma, worked with the militia for a time after we avoided Euraxia's purge of the palace. Passed along information until the Euraxians caught her. They killed her in the palace courtyard. If Aneshi can help, he will do so. Then you need to enter the palace crypts. A forgotten passage in the crypts leads to the royal kitchens. Aneshi will write down directions to where he hid his master key. The key opens a door in the sewer under the palace that leads to the crypts. Jode above, old Aneshi can hardly believe his eyes. Princess Kamira.
It is truly me, Castellan. But I am Queen Kamira now. We will throw the usurper from my father's throne.
We stayed close to the castle. Zyma, my brave and beloved wife, she passed information to the militia until the vile Euraxians got her. After that, Aneshi came here to restore this ancient shrine. This one will help you as best he can, my queen.
I will visit with Aneshi, Five Claw. Recover the master key and meet me in Riemann. I will spend a little time with Aneshi, Five Claw. There are things we need to talk about. Old friends we need to remember. Take the note and recover the master key, then meet me and the others in Riemann. Castellan Aneshi oversaw the palace and was responsible for some of my training. Where do you think I learned the stories of Kunzari? His wife Zyma served as my governess. I have very fond memories of my time with her. Aneshi's wife was kind, generous. She cared for me and my siblings as though we were her own children. She could be firm, too, when discipline was required. Prior to Gareshri, Zyma was the best teacher I ever had. Well, Zyma and Aneshi, both. To what end? Aneshi was safer not knowing my secret. We knew that he and his wife had survived, knew that she was a spy for the militia. When I heard she had been killed, my heart broke. But I had a duty to remain hidden until the proper time. Aneshi is an expert on all the heroes and gods of the Khajiit pantheon. His vivid stories about Kunzari were always my favorites, though. As I grew older, I realized that every story taught a lesson. They helped form the person I am today. Oh, you sound like Captain Nalado and Zamarak. Both wanted to accompany me. But I was an agent for the Main before I became queen. I will not be coddled. Meet up with the rest of the strike team in Riemann after you get the key. I will join you shortly. Five Claw, over here. Tarn wants to speak to you. I assume you recovered the Master Key? Oh, fragrant, my friend. I have waited a long time to return to the palace. My home. Tarn will describe the plan to you. I need a moment to collect my thoughts. Do you doubt my claim, Five Claw? No, no. Sometimes I find it hard to believe as well. I was barely 13 when the soldiers attacked. My father, King Hemakar, thought the new emperor had sent troops to bolster our defenses. He was wrong. Not just Rimmon. All of Nequina. The usurper queen hired an army and conquered our land to assuage her pride, her greed. She wanted to be a queen, so she killed my parents and subjugated my people. My father's bodyguard, the King's Claw, escorted me to an adeptorium. I insisted on visiting the Grand Adept of the Desert Wind, and my father acquiesced. We were there when Euraxia attacked. Later, he took me to Gareshri. I never saw him again.
This city, Rimmon, I believe I visited this place long ago. It was newer then, not quite as large, and there were definitely fewer Euraxians. I'm almost certain about that. It seems that before I became the emaciated epitome of perfection standing before you, I was the miscreant the world knew as Cadwell the Betrayer. My recollections of that time are all jumbled up like pieces of broken pottery in a burlap sack. I've been wondering about that myself. Was it the transition from life to death? When I turned into a soul shriven, perhaps the centuries I spent wandering around scenic Cold Harbor? Who can tell? I'm just glad that I'm no longer a monumental ass. I've seen things that would curdle the cream in your cabbage pie. My original head is a menace, and that necromancer, Zumog Foom, he's even worse. They collected a pile of body parts. I think they're me, or the old me. It's all quite confusing. Wouldn't miss it for all the shackles in Cold Harbor. I live for this kind of adventure. Besides, I want to make sure they don't get around to reassembling my old body. One of me is quite enough. Two is definitely out of the question.
I may not have figured out Chimera's true identity, but things have been hectic since I met her. Zamorak, though, he was easier to surmise. I recognized the bearing of the King's Claw the moment I saw him. Did you find us a way into the palace? The crypts. So that means another delightful trek through the sewers. The overwhelming stench of excrement still lingers from our last visit. Ah well. I have another task for you to deal with first, however. The siege weapons aim down into the city. We need to disable them before Euraxia realizes she's under attack, or she'll destroy Rimmon just to spite us. Meet Nalado and destroy 2 of the installations. Chimera will take care of the 3rd. Just thinking out loud. A habit I acquired during my time in the archives at White Gold Tower. Zamorak once served as a royal protector. From his bearing and the way he hovers near Chimera, he had to be one of the King's Claws. It's quite obvious. Captain Nalado's waiting for you near the siege weapons. Work with her to put them out of commission. Once we see the weapons go up in flames, we'll head out and rendezvous with you at the sewer entrance. I'm counting on it. After you and Nalado destroy the first 2 platforms and Chimera deals with the third, Euraxia will order her troops into the streets to defend the city. That will mean fewer soldiers inside the palace to hamper our assault. The good captain waits near the palace. She went on ahead to scout the area and determine what opposition you might encounter at the siege weapon platforms. I appreciate that level of planning, especially since it's rare to see among the Khajiit. Someone needs to remain behind and organize what remains of the militia. The Speaker of the Main is best suited to the task. Besides, if we fail, though we won't, someone needs to respond when Euraxia unleashes death and destruction upon the city. Zamorak, Cadwell, and I will make our way to the sewers and deal with any Euraxians stationed there. Can't have them raise an alarm and alert my half-sister to our true intentions. Are you insinuating that my contributions are lacking? I thought you might be remarking on how spellcasting seems to leave me drained. Or perhaps you were implying that this was my fault for accidentally releasing the dragons from the halls of Colossus. No matter. Do your job, and I'll do mine. The King's Claws were an elite squad of agents loyal to King Hemakar of Rimmon. They protected the king and the royal family, undertook special missions, all very hush-hush. It's a guess, but if I'm right, it explains much about Zamorak.
This one feels the weight of responsibility. It bears down like a boot upon my tail. Zamorak says many things. This one's words jump out of their own accord like fish leaping from a stream. Pay them no mind. We have much to do, Walker. Now is not the time to dredge up events that happened long ago. You asked Zamorak about his exile and why he returned. This one supposes he needs to tell someone, so it might as well be you, Walker. Zamorak was once more than just a humble adept. He was plucked from his studies and forged into a king's claw. Zamorak set aside his studies to protect the king and the royal family. But Zamorak failed. In the end, this one could save only Chimera. After that, I exiled myself and dedicated my life to peaceful contemplation. Zamorak dreamed that Elsweyr was in danger, that Joan and Jode wanted me to return, to face my failure and help Chimera take back her throne. That is what Zamorak thinks. That is what Zamorak will do. But do not tell Chimera. Not yet.
I'll get to the far bastion. Best we don't travel together.
Rejoice! Alkosh has come to save us! You have nothing to fear now. Alkosh has returned! Aha! More faithful heed the call. You wish to go... Come witness the miracle at Sunspire. Oh! A wondrous thing! A true miracle! The Dragon King of Cats, Alkosh incarnate, has descended on the temple to lead his stray-kin back to the righteous path. No, Walker, a god. Behold divinity with your own eyes. Join us in the worship of Alkosh. Hop in my cart when you're ready for the journey, and I will take you to Priestess Shalani. Though it would behoove me to depart with a full cart. Perhaps a divine lives among us. Come and give thanks to him. You may think Khajiit only worshipped the moons and looked to the little Tar for guidance, but there are many gods to whom we pray to or appease. Alkosh is chief among them, firstborn of the divine litters. Through him, the Dragon King of Cats has come to lead us. All the divines have a vital role to play. But you could say Alkosh's is the most important. Without him, time would not flow like a river that we mortals can sail, but sit lifeless or churn like a boiling pot. Rejoice! Alkosh has come to save us. Yes, he's come to deliver us from these turbulent times, but don't take it on my word. When you witness this miracle for yourself, all your doubts will fade. She is an attendant of the temple who receives the newcomers that this one... The Dragon King of Cats has come to lead us.
5 Claw, good, good. We have work to do. Are you ready to disable the siege weapons and wreak some more havoc? The soldier guarding the gate to the south weapons platform appears bored. This one plans to give her something to get excited about. When she leaves her post, slip through the gate and set fire to the siege weapons. Be quick, 5 Claw. At the gate, yes. This one observed a few more soldiers on the platform, but not many. The usurper queen feels secure in Rimmon. We're about to change that. After this... Watch as Nalado becomes a sleek Uraxian soldier. How do they see with this thing on? Garashi has been spotted in the market. Hurry!
Finally, some action!
Nalado will deal with the soldier. Oh, this one can't wait to get out of this dungy armor. The south platform is under attack.
Stupid cats! Wait, I better warn my lieutenant first.
Go. Destroy the siege weapons. Nalado will clean up this mess. We should be able to watch Queen Carmira destroy the far platform from over here. She did it! Now let's meet the others at the sewer entrance.
Here come the others now.
A queen should not rush into danger. It is unseemly. This one should be at her side to keep her safe. Nalado will follow orders, though. We must make our way through the crypts and into the palace before Camira gets into too much trouble, yes? Camira is queen now, so this one must do as she says. There are dangers ahead, regardless of whether we stick together or not. But we have a better chance of reaching the Usurper Queen if we approach from multiple directions. Yes, and if anything happens to our new queen, this one will have Tharn's head on a platter. We waste too much time, 5 Claw. Are you ready to enter the sewers and find the door to the crypts?
I'll scout ahead! Tally-ho!
Then, unsheathe your claws.
There is the door to the crypts. Let us see if the master key still works.
Nalado will guard the rear. You go ahead and find a way into the palace.
This one hasn't visited these crypts in a long, long time. When Zamorak served as the King's Claw, he regularly patrolled these old passages. Whoever defends Euraxia doesn't appear to be quite as vigilant. Wait, there is a scent. Undead. Be careful, Five Claw. When Zamorak... Wait. This is the royal crypt, but it has been disturbed. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly. They took his body. They desecrated the king's grave. And from the looks of it, the queen's and Kamira's siblings as well. Zamorak has no clue. This royal crypt was prepared when King Hemakar ascended to the throne and married Queen Numara. Why inter the bodies and then dig them up 6 years later? Dark moons. This one hopes that is not the case. To even think such a thing makes Zamorak's fur stand on end. We should hurry and find Kamira. Find the queen. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly.
Euraxia not only murdered our king and queen, she desecrated their graves! She's a monster!
far enough. Queen Euraxia doesn't want to be disturbed.
The Chapel of the Guiding Moons is just ahead. It's the Necromancer, Zumag Foom. They locked us in.
Queen Euraxia will be delighted to hear that we have guests.
Oh, look, more cats. I do adore flaying and then roasting the nasty
If you'll excuse us, we have another member of your party to deal with.
I'm of two minds. I want to watch your cadavers tear these cheeky mudcraps apart, but I also want to deal with my inferior duplicate. What to do, what to do.
Leave the door to Zamorak. This one will make an exit.
More undead!
Go! Zamorak will guard your backs.
Go left while this one goes right. We will meet in the royal chambers.
Destroy you? No, we're simply conducting a mistake.
We will transfer your duplicate's animus into you, head. But our time with Queen Euraxia has reached its end. Come along.
Please, not like this. Try smashing these glass baubles. Well, that wasn't pleasant. You go on. I'll be along in a snap. Can you believe the audacity? Trying to absorb my essence? Really? I'm not quite sure of the particulars. You'd be surprised how little of the necromantic arts I managed to pick up, even after all that time in Cold Harbor. Anyway, I think that vile head wanted, well, me, I suppose. From what I've heard, she really is a terrible ruler. And did you know she's Abner's sister? Family, am I right? The necromancer told the head that it was time to make a deal with a more powerful master, whatever that means. I'm feeling a bit deflated, really. Probably wouldn't be worth a dented soup spoon in a fight right now. Need a bit of a lie down. Maybe two. You go ahead. The royal chambers are right up the stairs. I'll join you as soon as I can.
There. Make haste. Euraxia is in the palace courtyard with Mulamnir. Be cautious. We need to know what Euraxia and the dragon are planning before we attack.
The Moon Gate lies to the southwest. Zumog Thum has the key. Now, about my request.
The necromancers have already agreed to serve Calgrontid. You no longer interest us, Euraxia Tharn.
How dare you! We had a deal! What's this now? My incompetent half-brother and... Aha! The lost princess returns. Nalado! Here. Your parents have missed you so, princess.
Mother! No!
I never liked you, Abner. Now do me a favor and just die!
I'll take down that shield. You deal with the undead. Shield is down!
I'll destroy you all! The runes of oblivion shield me!
I need to see the throne.
Once this all began, I knew Euraxia would need to be dealt with. But sending Chimera's murdered parents against us, death was too easy an end for my half-sister. I'm concerned that the dragons continue to work with the necromancers, though. Half-sister. And do I really seem like the sentimental type to you? Euraxia may be gone, but Mulamnir mentioned his leader, Calgrontid. He said the necromancers were helping them, and Euraxia said something about a moon gate to the southwest. Perhaps. The next queen of Anequina said there's no time to mourn the dead, but I worry what happened here could affect her judgment. Let's get to the throne room and try to figure out why the dragons need necromancers and a moon gate.
We will deal with the fallen later. I fear more pressing matters must concern us now. May the dark take Euraxia! She sent my own parents against us, and killed the brave and honorable Nalado! But we have no time to mourn. We must determine what the dragons seek at the ancient Moon Gate. Do not presume to tell me how I should feel. I am the Queen now, and I do not have the luxury or the time to grieve. Fiveclaw, those were not my parents. They were animated husks, nothing more. And I will remember Nalado's sacrifice after we finish saving Elsweyr from the dragons. You are still with me in this, Fiveclaw. You and Abner Thorn both. We ended one threat, but two more remain. I will go on without you, but I would rather have you at my side for what is to come. The war is far from over. Even a queen needs to consult with such learned personages as Garresh Rhee and Abner Thorn every now and then. Take this in recognition of your efforts on our behalf, Fiveclaw. Then talk to Garresh Rhee. I need to think. This throne. For too long, a tyrant has sat upon it. But now...
The men must recognize you as the heir of a Nequina. But the people already cheer your name.
Finally, this palace is a labyrinth. Did I miss anything?
When I was a little girl, I played in this room. I pretended that John and Jode spoke to me over there, beneath the statues. After Euraxia's coup, I dreamed of this moment, when I could reclaim my father's empty throne. Because... Ah, damn it, Fiveclaw! I need a moment to think, to let everything that just occurred sink in. Besides, it takes more than sitting on a throne to make a queen. I need to consider my next actions very carefully. Do you think I have not asked myself that very same question? John and Jode, we had to kill my parents again. And Captain Nalado, she died so that I could live. If I can be half as brave as she was. Oh, moons. What kind of queen thinks like this? That is kind of you to say, Fiveclaw. I hope my people feel the same way. No matter. My people need a queen, and here I am. Ready or not, I am the only one left to take the throne. Now, let me prepare myself for what is to come.
A word. Camira's parents would be proud of how she has stepped forward in these dark times. Moons, I am proud of her. While Camira gathers her thoughts, the rest of us have work to do. Tell me, what happened in the palace? You bring news both welcome and grim. But we can neither celebrate a victory nor mourn the good captain until later, I fear. We need to determine why the dragons are willing to associate with wielders of dark magic. Could they be interested in the moon gate of a Nequina? It lies in that direction. I wonder if this pertains to Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elaborate. Maybe you can help Tharn find out more. Even now, Abner Tharn searches through the documents in the royal study, seeking information concerning this final order. Despite his show of indifference, Euraxia was his half-sister. Her death is bound to affect him. I suggest that you tread warily. Worried? No. That would imply I had any feelings toward the man whatsoever. I'd say I'm more concerned that his nonchalant attitude toward his sister's death might be hiding his true emotions. I trust that he's here to help, but he's still a Tharn.
Zumog Foom has been collecting my original body parts. He tried to steal my essence and stick it back in my old noggin. I think he's trying to put me back together. Well, not me, the other me, the betrayer.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favor for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favor might be. We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final order. This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died. Anything pertaining to this so-called final order. While we're looking around, let's see if we can find anything that mentions the dragons, the necromancers, or anything significant. Who knows? We might uncover something unexpectedly helpful. Captain Solinia. That must be Captain S. and the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. Old Khajiit legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard? I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order. Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Sorlinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard. Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswirl Manor. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city, on the outskirts of Sandswirl Manor. Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Sorlinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragons still darken the skies overhead.
But we need to replenish our forces. I fear there are more battles ahead.
You carry the weight of the kingdom, Chimera, but the crown is not yet yours.
Yes, yes. I must be recognized by the Main and Queen Eren. Which reminds me, has the Dominion sent us any aid?
A few advisors, some gold, but no troops. We are on our own.
Give me good news, Five Claw. I could use some right about now. Dragon Guard. I leave this investigation to you and Tarn. Gareshri and I need to figure out how to bolster our defenses and prepare our forces. He even wants to send troops to defend the moon gate of Anequina. Unfortunately, we are only a small part of Queen Eren's domain. She sent us advisors and gold to purchase weapons and mercenaries, but her troops are committed to the Alliance war. I will convince my people to join the militia. I have to.
Chimera and I must work to win the hearts and minds of the people of Rimmon. And I still need to discover the significance of the moon gate of Anequina. Perhaps I'll send some troops to defend the place. Just in case.
I found a set of round orb-like objects sitting on a forgotten shelf here in the palace. They're the perfect shape for juggling. Turns out I'm good at juggling. Who knew? And I find it strangely soothing after all that mayhem and fisticuffs.
This one will watch over Queen Chimera. She may not have agreed to let Zamorak resume his post as the King's Claw yet, but she will come around in time. Until then, no harm will befall the Queen. This Zamorak so swears.
Ugh.
Warm days, cool.
A Busby There must be a bond between the Sench Mount and those who wish to ride them. Otherwise, you will find them most unwilling steeds.